My name is Carmen Diaz. I go by my stage name as Miss Carmen. I am a Detroit resident. I've been living here 10 years, originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I am gifted to, that's a loaded question. I am gifted to bring joy to people. Like, usually it's children in my daycare, but through entertainment, I'm allowed the opportunity to just share my gift with people, and it just really lights up everyone's faces every time they see me sing. I've been able to go into older homes, elderly facilities, and share my music with them, different community organizations, birthday parties, celebrations. So I think that my gift is bringing joy to people through my music.
There's a house on a hill with the windows that I like. It's got our name. There's a car in the lot with the drop top that I wanna drive away with you. Got nothing less with together. My shelter in stormy weather. It is you. Yes, I'm free. Free to be me. Free to be who I need to be. Free to love you. Free to be who I need to be with.
So I sing R&B and soul music. I started out doing a lot of covers. So I was doing a typical Patti LaBelle, Shaka Khan, Mary J. Blige, Anita Baker.
And I won't be denied the pleasure of your kisses, the pleasure of your smile. I think you take for granted.
Stuff like that, family reunion type music. But recently, over the last year or so, I've been writing my own music. So it came out of just some life trials, divorce, relationship drama, and I wrote an entire album about it where it's called Greatness.
As I expound upon this lyrical theory, I am repeatedly introduced to a new level of me.
Most of my songs were about just finding the greatness inside of me. I think it's a big piece of a relationship where you realize that you don't need the other person to be happy. You can be in a relationship and not need the other person to be happy. So a lot of my album and a lot of my music now is about finding your inner greatness and kind of living that. And a lot of my current music I've been writing is more inspirational, kind of like trying to use my music to convince people to believe in themselves. Because for some reason, we're all doubting our energy. We're all doubting that we have this greatness inside of us, this piece of us that we're just denying. Like, we have to reduce ourselves to make other people feel good. And so sometimes I feel like people might need a little theme song in order to get to that point. So hopefully I'm providing the theme song to people's newfound self-confidence in themselves.
Here I am, who I be, finally me, I can breathe.
My mother said that from a small child, I was like that. She said that she knew something was up because she said it was never a regular bus ride with me. She said I used to hop up on the seats and sing Aretha Franklin to the entire bus. And so one of my favorite songs to sing was Aretha Franklin's song, You're a No Good Heartbreaker. You know that one, you're no good heartbreaker. You're a liar and you're a cheat. I don't know why a 5-year-old was singing that, but that's what I used to do. So typically if it gets too quiet, I'm usually I get almost nervous energy, it's too quiet in here. What is everyone doing? And I almost feel like I'm a little bit of a comedian. I'm no stand-up comedian, don't be telling nobody that, but I feel like a little bit of it is that too. I'm just a naturally funny person, so I'm used to stealing the energy. It's okay. message will always be women empowerment. I feel like so often we are put in this box that you have to graduate school, go to college, get a husband, have some kids. Like, it's like this cookie cutter shape that they want us all to fit into. And I tried it and it didn't work. I wasn't happy. So I think that my message will always be like, women especially, be who you want to be. Like, literally in greatness, there's a line that's like, be who you want to be. Like, and that's my main message to anyone. Like, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a chef, if you want to be that wife and mother, be that. But just make sure it's what you want to be. Like, I get so sick of seeing like people striving after these goals that are just man-made goals of society and not their own. Make a vision board. Figure out, write a list of what exactly you want to do with your life and not what you think somebody wants you to do or what you think you're supposed to do. And that's the main thing. Like, that's what this whole second phase of my life is about. Me stepping into my greatness is about doing everything that I want to do and not even thinking about what somebody want me to do. Like, I mean, you can make some suggestions, I guess, but I ain't thinking about that. And I've learned that you have to be very, very cautious of the people you allow in your orbit. Like, this space right here, this is sacred space. This is energy that I have grown into that I am protecting at all costs because I let somebody almost destroy me, and I'm never letting that happen again. So my message will always be happy, be you, and do what you want to do and be what you want to be. Life after divorce. Yeah, no, the next album is Soul Symphony. That's the next album.
Time to get lifted. Ooh, free to be me, free who I need to be, free to love you.
So I've been singing in Detroit like the whole time I've been here. It's a funny story because I was actually running a daycare center at Chicago and Wyoming, and I would always go into that corner store right there, and I was singing in there one day, just kind of singing some, I think Jasmine Sullivan, and the guy that works there was in a band, and he's like, have you ever thought about being in a band? So that started me being in this like Motown cover band named Icon. And so that was the thing for a minute. I did that for like 6-7 years. I had wrote a poem called Finally Free when I first left my husband and first had a divorce. And then I just kind of started journaling. And then I started realizing that I'm not journaling, I'm songwriting. What is this? Like, what is this? Like, these are songs. Like, and so when it came time to writing songs, I had knew so many musicians. I just kind of started asking around like, well, who would be a good person to work with? And then everyone started saying different names, but a lot of people were saying Mel Melodic. So I just walked up to him like maybe February of last year, like, hey, I think I want to write some music. Why don't you send me some stuff? And I swear to you, he sent me an email 2 days later with maybe like 6 beats on it, and every single one of them became a track on my album. I was very quickly, after being in Detroit, bit by the Motown bug, I call it. So my first album was called Greatness, and that was about kind of being the phoenix rising from the ashes and love, betrayal, and all that kind of stuff. But this new album is called Soul Symphony, and it is just about all the different pieces of your soul, like the soundtrack to it. So there's songs about love, there's songs about God, there's songs about friendship, there's songs about everything on this album. And they're very melodic. They have a lot of different instrumentation in them, violins, organs, all different kinds of chords. A single called Last Chance. And it's a really inspirational song that I love. It's a song about how you can try to fight what God has for you all you want, but it's gonna find you. And he gonna make you do what he wants you to do. And you can detour off it all you want, but if God has a plan for you, at some point, you're gonna be back on that path. Because, you know, they tell you if you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. So it's basically the song for the people that have been trying to do their own thing, like, hold up, it's you, but you need to kind of listen to Spirit too. He got something for all of us. I'm Miss Carmen, and I'm gifted to entertain. This girl's got fire, this girl's got juice, this girl's gonna make it, and I know you knew, cause when I found out, my mind was blown, meant to be great, and you knew it all along. This girl's on fire, I'm on the loose, I know you can take it, can handle the truth, I'm about to take off, following his plan, deeply rooted, here I stand, yeah, I'm here. That's the song.
Take a look at us. What do you see? We are everything that will be. We are an engine of progress that has been forged by generations. Driven by the knowledge that each student in every classroom has the potential to be the one. The one who will be their best self and inspire us all. The one who will join the legacy of those that came before them and be the pride of our community. We are to rise. Everyone must do their part. We are a city that runs on ambition and grit, constantly retooled and ready for tomorrow, where change is constant, potential is limitless, and hard work prevails. We know when students rise, we all rise. We are Detroit Public Schools Community District.
When I got to Gus Harrison, they had the optical program. So I applied for it. I was accepted in the program, and I went through it. I was excited to go there every day. Once I got the skills acquired, I thought that it was something that I probably could do when I got out of prison. I trained there for about 18 months. I was in class for about 6 months, and then I worked in the lab for over a year. MSI Optical, where we made glasses for all of the inmates and a few nonprofit organizations. I love Detroit. So I was born here. I'm probably gonna live my whole life in Detroit. So to be able to provide a service for the people in this city, you know, it's a great feeling. You know, I feel like that I'm blessed to be able to do that, and I probably wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Detroit's always had my back, and even when I violated the citizens of Detroit, they're still willing to take me back. With this chance, I'm going to do Detroit right. When I caught my case, I had a son, and he was very young. He was 2 years old, and I wasn't able to be in his life, and I was devastated that the decisions that I made had led me there. I had found myself in a situation, and I knew my whole life I could do better. I've always been a good hard worker, and so I regretted every minute that happened. So from day one, no matter how long I would have been there, for 100 years maybe, I would have been trying to better myself and to help people along the way. If I had the opportunity to go back and talk to the prisoners, I would tell them that all is not lost and that it's not easy, but it's possible to get a second chance and make the best of it and be an asset to society. Everything is a process. You know, so if you got the right training and you're willing to see it through, you're gonna win. That's really the formula. If you have the information, you have everything you need, you believe in yourself, you train, and you have to, and you know what? You guys really gonna have an advantage because you're gonna have a little bit more understanding of time when you get out. You know what I'm saying? You had the opportunity to learn time a little bit more, and everything takes time. So if you're willing to, you know, if you understand that, it shouldn't be a problem. You know, if you shouldn't be in a hurry because time is gonna pass anyway. And as long as you put forth the effort, it's gonna be successful. Prison, believe it or not, gives you a lot of tools that you can use. You know, they teach you discipline, they teach you about time, they teach you patience. I said, so those are the things you're gonna need to be successful.
Mr. Davis, I remember, I believe the first time I met him, he was a clerk in the deputy warden suite. He was their lead clerk, and I'd see him as I came in and out. He'd have a desk right by that front window, and very, very clean cut, very, very respectful, And he showed interest in our program, and we got him in, and he was very sharp, very bright. I could tell right away that he was catching on quickly. So he went through the class very quickly with very high scores, and that's the kind of worker I'm looking for to have a permanent job here in the lab. So I hired him right away, and he would always tell me, his ambitions of opening his own business and, trying to help kids with glasses. And I always told him, I'll be there for you, whatever help you need. When you get out of here, you call me. Our inmates that work for us and our students take great pride in what they do here. They're very, very proud. They want to show off what they do. It's definitely a feel-good story because I know what I'm training them is a trade that they can use getting out of here, that there are many, many optical jobs outside of here, and they're just not broadcast a lot, but I know they're there, and I know the success stories because we've had a lot of them, and I know the trade will keep them out on the streets instead of back in prison. And I just wish more businesses would give them a chance. Because I'll admit, when I was at Walmart, if I saw somebody come in that had a felony, I'd back right off because I didn't know. But now working here for 17 years, I know that these guys, they know what they're talking about. The program we put them through, it's anywhere from 6 months up to a year. They know their stuff.
He was a good student, and I'm glad that he got in touch with us and letting us know that he actually took this and applied it in the world outside of the penitentiary. It makes me feel good inside that these guys are actually doing something and that there's other individuals out there in the optical industry that are giving them a second chance. And it makes me feel good that I gave these guys the tools for these other individuals to give them that second chance. So I'm really proud of Mr. Davis. He did not let prison experience define who he is.
There was never a doubt you're going to come work for me because you were definitely one of the
Star
brighter
students
we've had come through. So, I knew when I put you on final inspection, I didn't have to worry about the glasses going out. They were going to be correct going out.
Right. Well, I appreciate that too. Rehabilitation is real, but I think that it's not the same for every individual. Every individual is different. At the end of the day, when I'm done and I've interviewed some patients, I've seen some patients and helped them with their glasses or their eye problems, whatever they may be, I'm excited. I feel like, I don't know if it could get any better for me. What's next for me is to really go all out with this company and try to provide a wonderful service to all the people in Detroit.
The Downtown Boxing Gym Youth Program is an after-school program, and we have over 100 kids of ages 8 to 18. We help with college career readiness, we help with mentorship, homework help, and we also have the STEAM Lab, which we focus on science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
We have 4 students from the Downtown Boxing Gym who are interested in art, and we're working on a mural for the STEAM Lab, something that we've been working on for the last 2 months, and today it's all coming into fruition.
It's my body, so when I pull, I'll do a whole squat.
It was really cool to see all their ideas come into play, and it all worked out to be one big belt, which was Omarion's idea. And then within the belt, we chose a mountain scene with a person at the top in a sunset, which was Paris's idea. And then we chose 2 quotes, Asia and Kennedy's quotes, which was "Be a little bolder," and the other one was "Books before boxing."
Not a lot of kids get the chance to build murals and stuff like that. So when they get the chance to do it, it really impacts the gym and the environment.
The thing about art draws me is I could draw anything I want without anybody telling me this is right or wrong.
One of the best parts about this whole thing was understanding the slow process that leads to the efficient process. And we've already gone through that. That's the backside of things.
And when you're doing paintings and buildings, it's actually more to just paint. You have to worry about the safety and steps to get to actually painting.
You can't rush the process. You just take your time when you're doing stuff like this.
They're old enough at this point where I think, you know, if they're going to do art for a living or whatever, they got to understand that it's not just the surface idea of just putting a pencil to paper. There's so much involved, especially doing art for others.
Maybe I don't shake
You got
it.
enough to finish. Just keep shaking that up.
It feels good inside, because now I feel like anybody and everybody can see it, and like, it means a lot to me. I'm honored, really, because I know I won't be here forever as far as the gym. So when I come back and visit, I can look at me and I can point to that and say, I made it.
So now you are pinned, you are official. As official can be, you are the spirit of Detroit. Again, we appreciate you and we thank you for what you have brought to us. Healthy eating, gonna help me slim down a little. Be ready to go out and jog as I see everyone walking their dogs in the neighborhood, and I will be right here eating with you all. So thank you again for being here, and I look forward to seeing you expand this restaurant as we knock the wall down and grow it even bigger. Thank you again.
We grew up in Macomb, which is a northeast suburb. We traveled out to California and Chicago for a bit, and we always knew we wanted to open something at home in the city that was our city growing up. So we wanted to be somewhere like this, and we always knew it was going to be Detroit. This building came available, and we were like, what a prime spot to be so close to the market and just not too far from downtown, and it was just everything that we wanted in a location, and it somehow worked out, so we feel really lucky for that. So we started Gather with the intention to create a familial dining space that's kind of like a family party and has a comfortable feel with the open kitchen and the communal tables. Create that feeling like you're at your grandma's house with your family around. You see the food being prepared, you're sitting next to folks. Nice bustly atmosphere, and it's casual and comfortable. So that was kind of the desire, a comfortable, casual place to be.
The whole concept of our design is being sustainable, making sure that we are not, if we don't need to buy a new product, we should be able to reuse an old product. Starting with our chairs, they're all from Detroit Public Schools. It makes some people cringe when they walk in, and they're like, that reminds me of school. All the light fixtures are from old liquor store in Woodbridge. The lath that's surrounding the kitchen and the bar is all old lath from houses in Detroit. Everything that we've done, other than obviously the kitchen, is reused in some way, shape, or form. The table legs that are holding up the tables are from the same school all the chairs are from. So yeah, just recycle, reduce, reuse is our motto. So.
Right now we're printing the menu daily and changing an item in and out here and there, just because we work with small purveyors and small farmers, and sometimes they're like, oh, I've got an abundance of this that I don't, can you take it? And we make a dish with it, and then it changes over because then they're out of that thing, and yeah. Our chef, Jessie Patriano, she's wonderful. Kyle and I kind of set, like, we want to make sure everything's from scratch and sourced sustainably and responsibly and locally as possible. So she sticks to those things in such a special way because she takes so much care for the food, cares about the farmers that are growing it. So that the farmers have the food for so long, and it's our job to translate the love and care that they put into it when we make a product with it and give it to the guests. So we want to make sure we're doing the farmers a service by making sure that their food is presented in and taken care of and presented well and not wasted. So yeah, a lot of that goes into our food and our mission, and yeah.
We just want to be a staple for the neighborhood, and we probably will not expand. I think the one solid location is where we want to go with it and expand up. We're opening up a rooftop in the summer and whatnot, and then the beer bar upstairs. But yeah, the neighborhood is changing fast. When we moved here 2 years ago, the restaurant, we were the new guys on the block, and now there's no one on the block because all the buildings are being bought up and a lot of renovations are coming. But we just want to be the little restaurant, 30-seat restaurant on the block.
We're a small family restaurant. Kyle and I run it. We're here pretty much daily, and we just want to make it a nice place that people feel comfortable, neighborhood place. It's what we enjoy. We have a good time, and our kitchen puts so much love and care into the food that I feel like it's definitely worth everyone coming and checking out.
If you like this episode and want to see more, follow us at City of Detroit. Check out more stories from the neighborhoods at Stories from DET, and tap into featured events in the city on Instagram and YouTube at Burst Detroit.